I think the New Jersey drone story will fade away and we'll never get an answer, and it'll turn out to be mostly nothing. So I'm on Reddit and people post pictures of their drone sightings. 100% of the time, people identify what it actually was, get the tail number, tell you when it flew. It was not even a drone. Every damn flying thing, helicopter, airplane, etc., gets not just, that's not a drone, I don't believe you, like literally disproven to show what it was instead.
All right, so here's what happened. Here's Kyle's version of this drone situation. The U.S. military said they lost them over the ocean. The Coast Guard says they were chasing 13 of them out in the Atlantic Ocean and lost them. So I think early on, something was happening. Someone was testing their drone fleet, maybe Amazon. Maybe it was an adversary. Maybe it was the U.S. military. Maybe it's a little bit of a false flag to get some new legislation to make it harder to get and fly a drone. But I think what definitely happened is that only lasted a day or two, and that's not happening anymore. That's bullshit. That's a super old photo. That only
Zach falls for everything, and he's our fact checker. He's like, it's been leaked. They're looking for a nuclear payload from Ukraine. That's in the chat. I'm like,
it's
Are you
not.
Sure?
That's the other thing.
Who says that?
So let me quickly throw water on that. A and B. Explain what that is. There was talk of a quote unquote broken arrow scenario. Terrible movie with John Travolta, by the way. If you want to catch it, don't.
Agree to disagree. Wonderful movie.
I won't see it.
Shit tier. And broken arrow is the code for we lost a nuclear weapon. And so if that were to happen, they would send these drones around that can sniff for the nuclear.
That should be
material.
Operation. Shouldn't be.
But that ain't going on either.
Operation Guys, we lost nuclear warhead.
Operation Guys, I'm going to level with you.
We looked it up. We've lost either 6 or 7 nuclear weapons, and we still don't know where they are.
How do you do that?
Well, one time we just dropped one on South Carolina accidentally. Yep. Just dropped it on South Carolina. We never found it. We dropped a nuclear weapon on South Carolina and didn't find it, Taylor.
That's bad news. You like to think these things are pretty sewn up.
If I found a nuclear warhead in my backyard, I would never tell anyone.
I'd keep it. Hope I get powers, but really,
my house would be like Megaton and Fallout. We'd be charged up with that thing. But anyway, so here's Kyle's version.
Power to shed your hair.
Something was going on initially because there's some weird videos that I've seen that don't look like anything, and there's the military saying these things over the Atlantic, etc. I think something happened. Whatever that was is not happening anymore. But what is happening is that everybody who's got a drone in the country is saying, let's send it up and fuck with people. Let's mess with somebody. I almost bought a drone just to do that. I literally it got me interested in drones again. I was like, how much are they? I bet they're cheaper now. I bet for $1,000 I could really fuck with some people. I put some those streamers like kids have. I put some of those and like a blinky light.
Put a scary Halloween mask on the front of it.
No, you fly it up high and make it wiggly and then film it with an iPhone so it's all blurry and shit. And oh my god, did you see that thing?
Oh, you mean you were gonna stage your own videos?
Yeah, stage some videos, throw them up on X.
I thought you meant like low and fast flybys of barbecues.
No, then you'd see it's just a fucking drone. But I don't think it's aliens. I don't think it's any of that bullshit. But I do think that first day something was going on. The U.S. military, you can see, are flying. I can't remember the name of the airplane that the military has. That's its job is to find maritime threats. But they're going up and down the East Coast with that thing, and they've got like the military beefed up its presence. So clearly, the higher ups in the military don't think it's nonsense. They think there's something going on that needs to be looked into. But I think that 99% of it is people like me who are like, I got a drone. Let's send it up and mess with everybody. Let's be part of this. Because they're like, we're seeing them over Ohio now. And this dumbass on MSNBC is like, there are some drones that, yes, could fly from the Atlantic to Ohio. It's a long way, I understand, but with refueling. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you, you're making that up. Who is refueling drones over Kentucky to get to where again? Ohio? Everybody's being silly about it.
I'm not one of those guys who's really good at identifying all the planes. I can tell you if they're pointy military or roundy civilian, but that's really where my expertise ends. And but I do know those people. Like I'm in a community of people, the paramotor pilots, who just are plain geeks who know them, and they're always debunking shit like this. Like they can see the lights in the dark and be like, "That is a fucking Thunderbolt 124, whatever." Yeah. So it's the stuff that I see is regular planes and helicopters getting misidentified as something nefarious. Is there also something nefarious? Maybe like Kyle said in the start, there were some.
It seems like the kind of thing Isaiah would know a lot about.
Well, I'm a conversation away from like just painting Chinese letters on the side of an RC plane and flying it by people's barbecues really quick.
Do it.
I think that would
do it in your banana shirt with your fucking mustache, like in eyesight.
and then you just see all these accounts that are like, pray every day, MAGA 2028 or whatever, that are like, it's real, it's all real. Like,
it's aliens or it's North Korea. Or actually, I don't think anybody thinks, I don't even think the wildest conspiracy theorist thinks that North Korea could
Trump
even
talked about
field.
He said the government knows what it is. The military knows exactly what it is. And for some reason, they're not telling you. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty accurate.
I would believe they know what it was. This is coming from
the guy who said he's not releasing the JFK files anytime soon. So,
no, he said he saw him, and Rogan was like, "Why didn't you said you were going to declassify him?" And then you didn't. He's like, "If you saw it, I saw. You wouldn't want it declassified either."
Yes, exactly. Like, shut up. I hate you.
What are you talking about?
Just declassify it.
So mad. I heard that I'm about to flip something. I got so. I'm like,
dude,
what are you talking about? What does that even mean?
Joe Rogan has talked about Epstein 6,000 times, and then he has Epstein's old friend on his podcast and never brought it up once. Like that was kind of lame.
Fair. I mean, I agree. I would have liked to have seen, even if in his shoes, I'd have been like, Mr. Trump, I can't wait to have you on. We got to talk about Jeffrey Epstein a little bit, though, right? Like, even if it's just from the angle of what was that guy like, and then I let you start talking. We got to talk about this. That's how I would have felt about it.
Even a softball
he talked about
would have been
Bill
better than
Clinton and Epstein again, hundreds of times. I don't know, just as like a known fact. And then you have Trump up there, who was literally Epstein's friend. Like even Trump supporters recognize those two were good friends at one point. And everyone knows we heard him say out loud, like, Epstein likes women as much as me. He on the younger side. That guy loves his social life. What did you know? When did you know it?
He said
Talk
that when
it.
that was like back in the
it was a while ago. Before Epstein was
right?
Radioactive.
Yeah. I would have loved that. I would have loved to hear more. Rogan had this ex-Navy guy on, a pilot, I think. Could have been Air Force, doesn't matter. He's bald, white guy. That guy was the driest interview I've ever seen in my life. I hated it so much. Joe would be like, he was asking about the drones, and Joe was like, who better than a fucking Air Force pilot? This guy has some I think he's also into that, the idea of extraterrestrials, perhaps. So it's like, man, this is the expert. He would spend 15 minutes saying, I don't know. You know what I mean? You ever catch one of those where it's like 15 minutes of I don't know? It's like, bro, just admit you don't fucking know.
I yell at my screen.
Yeah. Move over to the next question if you don't know.
I hate YouTubers who tell me what they're going to tell me. It's a pet peeve of mine. I go bonkers. I'm like, I'm 50 seconds into this video and you're still telling me what you're going to tell me? Cut it. Put all this on the editing room floor and just tell me.
Yeah. And then you check and the video's 10 minutes and 4 seconds long. And it's like, okay, you son of a bitch. That's why you're like,
you did it again.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
Dude, okay. I look on our own show. Like I really hope that we start like what I consider content within 15 seconds. Like, hey, this is us. This is our guest. This is the sponsor. And it shouldn't be more than 15 seconds.
I agree so much. You know what I would be good at? Like, no joke. Like not even use my own horn. If I was in Ukraine, I'd be the dude to give the shotgun to shoot the drones down. I'd be like, don't give me a machine gun. Give me a fucking 12 gauge. Like, I'll be on drone duty. Just like, because I could shoot those drones out of the air, no sweat. Like, I've done it before. Like, I've shot drones out of the air before. It would be that's what I would be good at, 100%. I almost wish, like, I kind of want to do
skeet shooting.
Yeah. Skeet shooting so much harder. You know, they're coming in at like much faster, much weirder speeds.
Yeah, but you predicted flight path for the clays.
I suppose. But the drone's kind of coming right at me, and it's screaming, and it's big. Those drones are big. They're like
I didn't realize that.
I mean, they're bigger than a sporting plane.